Give me a second to mood up, okay? Welcome to the digital basement.
Hello everybody, how's it going? Mr. MKL here. Welcome to Niche Fighter Monday. I hope y'all are doing well. We're chilling here in the digital basement, as we always do. What is up, everybody? Oh, I was just out getting a coffee, so I still have everything in my pockets. We're getting settled in. It's gonna be a fun day today, friends. How's it going? I see you there, Mohas. Sunshine, what's up? Lord Rebirthed. Rebirthed for the new day. Amazing. Happy Monday, everyone. No. None of that McDonald's. We support our local coffee vendor in this house. Seemingly way more caffeine than any other coffee I get, so I'll be jittery for the next about, hour 15 before I just hard crash.
Niche. I'm trying to get in the mood.
That's it. We're just trying to get in the mood, man. We're mooding up. We are doing well today, friends. It is a beautiful Monday. I went for a walk. The sun is shining. We have new fighting games to talk about. Hoo boy, it's exciting. We looked at it actually. Mohas Gridlocked was on the stream with me on Friday. We took a look at their Damage combo exhibition, which was quite fun. But alongside it, we took a look at the trailer for Arcus Chroma. We are going to be taking a look at that in just a moment. And I am fortunate enough to actually have the developer of Arcus Chroma, GX Grainson. They're going to hop on the stream. We're gonna talk about the game. We're going to talk about what's going on with it, its upcoming release. And we're going to open the floor to all you fine folks to, pepper them with questions. So we're going to get all the answers to everyone's burning questions about indie game dev and Arcus Chroma and all that good stuff. So we are on track for a very fun Niche Fighter Monday. And on top of that, we got another Arcus Chroma, beautiful pixel art, man. This game, delightful, gorgeous, really love it. Other games also have some lovely pixel art. I'm a fan of the chonky pixel air dasher Heatwave from Monochromatic Hermit, of course. We're going to be delving more into that game in the near future. But today, later on today, we also have from Sunshine FGC off in the chat, what's up? We have Traintracks Combat. Their newly released fighting game came out on itch.io. You can get it for the price of a train ticket, and I highly recommend that you do. And man, it is another lovely kind of chunky pixel aesthetic fighting game. Just wild and freeing and fun to play. So we're gonna play some of that as well. It's gonna be a good day, man. We got a lot to talk about. So you know what? Let's kick off the day. Let's kick off the day in the proper Niche Fighter Monday fashion. Niche Fighter Monday. Yes. Welcome to Niche Fighter Monday. All right, friends. We're going to hop right in there. I'm going to drop a little call here to our friend GX Grainson. And I think we're going to start up a little conversation. We're going to talk about Arcus Chroma. I'll get them in here and we'll make sure everyone's leveled out and then There we are.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can. How's it going?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, wait, I cannot hear you for some reason.
I got it set to the right microphone, at least.
Why that is?
Yo, many thanks, folks. I see you there talking about the
You're
trailer.
awesome.
I appreciate it.
Hello?
Hello.
Interesting.
Can't seem to hear you, friend. Yo, thank you. Thank you for the follow there, Lord Rebirth. Much appreciated. We're just going through some... God forbid you weren't followed. We're just going through the requisite amount of tech support issues in the digital basement.
I'm kind of getting in the mood. I'm trying to get in the mood.
But yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to log off of Discord real quick because I cannot hear you.
All right, no worries. Discord's output settings. Yo, everyone has struggles with the Discord. It's all good. Here, I'll log off of that. Yeah, friends, we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be you know what, let's do that right now. Let's take a look at the Arcus Chroma trailer right now while we kick things off. Bum 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 bum. Man, that's right. There you go. Arcus Chroma. You can wishlist it today, which I highly recommend everyone go and do if you haven't done so yet. So yeah, friends, Arcus Chroma. This game has been in development for quite a while. I mean, I see some people in chat saying they've been playing it since like 2020, basically, right? So I am always so very pleased when a game, you know, finally gets its due, right? Finally is able to say, yo, we have made the thing, we're releasing it, everyone, it gets to be in your hands. That is always so exciting because it's a long process to get from like the idea in your head to the thing that players are playing. So I mean, I just like immediately rated like big shout outs to developers everywhere for the work that y'all are doing. I love to see it. One of the things I talk about here is actually, it's like sometimes I'd like more like people to do smaller projects that can get completed and released. Like there's something about getting the thing out. There's also no shame about having things left on the cutting room floor. Look, man, as an editor, I am more than familiar with things being left on the cutting room floor. So, it is, right? It is a thing that happens. But yeah, I mean, I know there's so much great creativity in developers out there that I want them to be able to explore a bunch of different avenues, right? So, while it is always phenomenal seeing someone like spend 5 years on a game and work on it, it is also sometimes nice to be able to see just games get released. And so that's kind of like the counterpart to this, where this is like the long-term artist project, Sunshine FGC's Traintracks Combat. I'm not sure how long it's been in development for, but from what I have seen of it, at least from its public showing, it has been a fairly short turnaround from like initial announcement to completion, which I love. I mean, it's really hard to tell how much work is being done on the back end before it actually gets shown to anyone. But there are, different approaches. You have like the quick, rapid iteration, just get the game out style of people, and then you have others who are like, this is my long-term passion project, and however many years it's going to take is however many years it's going to take. Yeah, 13 months for Traintracks. That's great. So like, yeah, reasonably quick, right? When you look at so many of the indie fighting games, you're looking at a like 3+ year timeline in a lot of cases. So 13 months it's reasonably quick. And I mean, for me, it's interesting because I mean, now it opens you up. Either you can iterate on the thing that you have in, new and different ways, or you're open to, explore other things. The developer for Rainbow Core Hypernova has done this, where they have released several games in relatively quick succession over the last 3 or 4 years, iterating on these ideas, but like saying, I'm going to get to a complete product stage, and then I'm going to work from there, right? Which is always great. All right, let's try this again here. I'm going to start another voice call. Hello, Grainson. How are you?
Hello?
Hey, whoa, hang on a second. You're very loud in my mic, but
Is this
hey, there we go. And I'm like, it's what's wrong with the thing? Do I got you here?
What I'm gonna try to do is...
Hello?
Let's see if I can close all of this.
All right. GX Grandson, do I have you there?
Hey, can you say something real quick?
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Beautiful.
Can you say something now?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think we have.
Yeah.
I think we figured
Okay.
it out.
Yes, we got it.
Beautiful. How you doing, man?
I am doing great. A little bit tired, but yeah, we're doing great today. How about you?
Awesome. I'm doing all right. It feels appropriate. There's always some kind of tech support issue on my stream. Usually it's on my end. So yeah.
We all have our days, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the internet loves to mess with me, and so does my computer at times. So I totally get it. But I really appreciate you coming on here and staying up probably unreasonably late to do so. So thank you very much.
Well, it's actually 8 o'clock here. It's not that late.
Okay. Not too bad then. All right.
Yeah, but thanks for having me. Like, I really appreciate it. You're definitely one of those, in my opinion, an icon in the indie fighting game scene. And I really appreciate you vouching for all our fellow indies.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, like I am always excited to share interesting games and kind of interesting art. So, I mean, when Arcus Chroma popped up on my radar, it's funny. So I first discovered Arcus Chroma when I was going through one of my deep dives on itch.io, right? And it's like you're pouring through all of the thousands of games on itch.io, and it's like looking for fighting games, and it's like I came across a couple, and the first three that I really came across that struck my notice were Schwarzerblitz, Murphyte, and Arcus Chroma.
Oh, you named some good ones.
Right? And it's like those three stood out like head and shoulders above so many more of the games that are out on that platform. And I think it's kind of a testament to the style of your game and the world that you've created. So I am always more than happy to explore that kind of stuff. So thank you for making what you're making, and I'm excited to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, same here.
All right. Well, I mean, probably a great place to start is like, what is your background in games and in development? Like, where did you fall in love with games, and how did that lead you to making them?
If I would go back, like all the way back when I like first figured out what a video game was, it was when my brother introduced me to like I think it was Sonic 3. He emulated it on a computer for me when I was little.
Okay.
And I was just playing that all day, and I just loved Sonic so much. And then of course he emulated some other games for me. Like back in the day, there was like this torrent or something you could download, and it was like 1,000 games, ROMs.
Yeah.
So then I started playing all these other games, like Super Nintendo games or Sega games and stuff like that. And then I just fell in love with video games. And then from like a really young age, I think I was like 6, 7, 8, something like that. I somehow at some point in my head said I want to make video games. And yeah, I just went for it. When I was old enough to actually go to school for it, I just went for it because I just felt such a passion towards video games.
Oh man, that's amazing, because like I remember like growing up being a lover of video games, and I was the video game nerd in my school, and I remember saying that too, like I want to make games. That was the thing that I wanted to do, right? And I probably have like these notebooks filled with design docs for different game ideas from when I was a kid, but then for me it was never, I never pursued it. It was never the thing that I was like, okay, I'm old enough, I can figure this out, I'm gonna do it. So it very clearly like it was a passion for you, right? In a way that was like, I'm gonna figure out how to do this complicated ass thing and build this game. I mean, do you think you didn't realize what you were getting into necessarily when you first said, I'm gonna go make a game?
Definitely. My naive little brain, I remember this very clearly for some reason. There was a point where I was playing this, I think it was like a first-person shooter, and it had like pretty graphics. I think it was Crisis 2 or something.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to make a pretty realistic game like this once, and I'm gonna hand model every leaf because I want to make it really pretty. And I was like years later, I was like, wait a minute, did I literally think I was gonna hand model every leaf on a bush?
Right. Is this
like even if computers and consoles were able to do that, you know how long that would take?
Yeah. Right. It's like, yeah, the false impressions probably about like what is reasonable when you're actually making a game.
Yeah. And then very soon, like very short after, when I actually went to school for like game art, like not even developing games, but just the art side of things, I realized that, you got to start off with the 2D first to get used to everything. So I made like this, it might still be on the App Store, but I doubt it because it was really like way back. I made this, it was kind of like the Impossible game, like the Impossible Cube Endless Runner game.
Okay, yeah.
I made a game like that, and I was like, oh, this is so cool, blah, blah, blah. And then I actually released it on the App Store. It was my first game I ever released.
Wow.
But yeah, from that point, how old was I?
Yeah.
I think this is 2014. maybe.
Wow.
Which
Okay, so 10
means
years
I
ago now,
was-
right? Yeah.
I think I was. I can't do the math, but I think I was 18 or 17.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So that's I mean that's a young creator. It's funny. It's just like to think, right? I mean, you don't have to be. Games aren't always made by teams of 100 who are people who are 30 to 60 years old. No, it's like you got 18-year-olds who are putting together art and putting it out there. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's just amazing. It's just impressive. That just I think that's kind of like interesting context for like where people are in their life when they're making these things, right? So yeah, and then from there, you moved on. That's kind of like your proof of concept to be like, I can build games, I can put something together, I can release it. So what came after that?
Yeah. Like the Impossible Cube-ish kind of game that I made, I actually did in Adobe Flash, which doesn't exist anymore, if I'm correct.
Man, beautiful.
Yeah. So that was also the first time I ever learned. Well, not the first time, but it was like the second time I learned to program, like to code.
Mhm.
And I think the game I made after that. I think after that I went to. No, I'm lying. I made a couple of like mini-ish games, like phone games, where you have to tap the screen in a specific timing, but those aren't noteworthy. I think after that, the actual game that I started working on, I actually switched to Unity at that point, if I'm correct. I'm not sure, because the first thing I actually ever dived into, and I was like 12 or 13 back then, was Game Maker, when it was like new. It didn't
It must have
exist
been
yet.
brand new. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was. Yeah, it was definitely a new concept back then. So I went from Game Maker to Flash because I saw Castle Clashers. I think that's what they're called.
Castle Crashers.
Yeah, Castle Crashers. Because I heard that they made their game in Flash, blah blah blah. So I was like, oh my god, I gotta use that too. And then I realized that it wasn't worth it. And then I think I went back to Game Maker, and fooled around with that a little bit more. But I didn't make anything really noteworthy in that. And then at that point, I went back to Unity. And I think that's when I actually started my Twitter account back in 2016.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually, I think you can actually scroll back through all my tweets, or my media at least, and find out which game I was working on at that point. And from memory, it was actually a fighting game.
Okay.
I was working on a Monster Hunter fighting game. I really wanted to make a Monster Hunter fighting game where you had to manage your stamina, you had items that you could use, all these different weapons that you could use to fight. It was also a game heavily revolving around like rolling, because you do that a lot in Monster Hunter, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that's I think that was my next quote unquote big project.
Amazing. All right. Well, and clearly that fell by the wayside at some point in time, on your like way to making Arcus Chroma.
Yeah. A friend of mine will tell you the same story, but I had one character. I had the Sword and Shield. That was like the first character I worked on. I animated him, made him like got him working in the game and all that stuff. And then I went on to adding Hammer, which also worked like cool. I had like these two classes now.
Yeah.
And then I was working on the animations for Lance, and I just finished all the animations for Lance, and then my file got corrupt.
Oh no.
Not even the entire project, just the animation file.
Yeah.
But it took me so long to make those animations, or for me it felt that pretty long.
Yeah.
That I got demotivated, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna go back to this project.
Can't
I'm gonna
do it.
Something else.
Oh yeah, no, I feel you. That is how so many projects end. Absolutely. Yeah. Andrew Mir saying that in chat. That's how all game dev ends.
Yeah.
ends with a crash that makes you say, "I'm out."
Yep, exactly. But like the funny thing is, I think not too long ago I actually played that game to record some footage with a friend of mine, and we had a lot of fun playing it. We were playing it, and at some point we both were like, "Yo, you gotta finish this, bro." And I was
Right? Well, that's it.
maybe.
Like you said that, and Lord Rebirth in chat is like Monster Hunter. This sounds so cool, and like the rolling mechanic, the stamina mechanic, like that's such a really like compelling concept for me for a fighting game. It seems really interesting. So, yeah, like that strikes me as something that's like, hey, there's something there, man.
Yeah, man, I just love fighting games, man, and I love exploring different concepts, but also, like I mentioned before, I like combining concepts, like
Yes.
Monster Hunter, but then meets fighting games, you know? Like, there are
Yeah.
a lot of games out there that aren't fighting games that would have cool mechanics if you combined them.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere I'm always kind of looking for that. Yeah, so I just love fighting games.
Well, this is a good time maybe to ask. Andrea D in my Discord there asked, developer of Shorts or Blitz, for those who don't know, and many other games.
Yeah.
They actually have a question for you. And they were wondering, how does the lack of jump shape the current state of the game and its mechanics? Like, how did that limitation become fuel for this game design? Right? And you seem like you just said like about like interesting ideas, combining interesting paradigms, and the idea of jumping in fighting games, I think, is kind of so fundamental to fighting games, if only for the advice of don't jump. If that's the best piece of advice someone can give you in a fighting game, it's don't jump, right?
Yeah.
But like, jump-ins are strong, aerial movement is strong. Like, being in the air is so important to fighting games historically. And so, like, it's very interesting to then say, okay, but you can't jump. What do you do now? So, like, yeah, I guess where did that come from? How did that limitation fuel the design?
Okay, so little background story. The game that I made before Arcus Chroma is Hyper Hitboxing, which is I think the character you actually see on stream right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my previous game. It was a 2D fighting game where two boxers fight each other, but you also couldn't jump.
Mm-hmm.
But my reason for not being able to jump was because before making Hyper Hitboxing, I tried to work on Arcus Chroma like 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And each time I had to face the fact that I had to make my collisions very precise. Because fighting games are all about precise spacing and always having the same results.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I always
yeah.
And like the way I always explain it, and these are actually things that a lot of people don't think about when playing a fighting game because it's so normal to them, is, for example, if you in a fighting game, if you have an air dash, someone air dashes above you, and right as they're above you, you jump. What is the expected behavior?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get pushed back? Do you slip past them and continue your air dash? Do you move upwards and now all of a sudden you're higher than you actually were? Does the person who was jumping are they not allowed to jump? Like, these are all things that need to be considered, but
Mm-hmm.
they also need to be very consistent. And at the time, I wasn't a good programmer, quote unquote, still not a good programmer. So at some point I was just like, okay, cool. You know what? I can't program this stuff consistently. What if I just focus on the grounded movement where I don't have to worry about that stuff, you know? So not being able to program it is actually, or program the jump correctly like that, or the collisions correctly, is actually what fueled the idea of not being able to jump. But aside from that, I feel like the thing that makes me, not to toot my own horn, of course, but I think the thing that makes me different in terms of a fighting game developer is that I actually didn't play a lot of fighting games, or I still don't actually. I just like the idea of it, you know. I was in love with fighting games, but I wasn't good at them, I didn't understand them, and I didn't know much about them.
Interesting.
So for me, I didn't even realize how important a jump was to fighting games, because I never considered that.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, oh, okay, well, if I can't do the jump, then I just remove it. Whereas another person who is like deep into fighting games would be like, no, these are staple mechanics. I must have them.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I feel like that's also those two things, me not being able to program it and me also not being too involved in what fighting games are.
From a competitive standpoint,
allowed me to be innovative in this way. And honestly, I still do these things, like creating certain things that are kind of broken.
Yeah.
But just because I feel like it would be cool, I try to make it work. And then all of a sudden someone says, yo, the way you did that is really cool, and it's really smart how you did that. And I'm like, I don't know what I did, but thank you. You know?
That's amazing. I mean, and this is, okay, because yeah, there's kind of two like sides of fighting games, right? There is the very, very competitive, right? Like growth is an important part of the fighting game community and the fighting game scene, and competition needs to be evenly balanced, right? Balance in games is always such a big concern. But then the other side of fighting games is like the wild stuff, right? Like people want to see big, har buttons which just like go hard, right? And they want to see the big damaging combo and the dirty tech. So like those are kind of at odds with each other, and so sometimes I think when you take the approach of let's just go wild, like you seem to have, that there's nothing stopping you, so you end up with these really interesting scenarios which are, might not come up in other games.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a beautiful thing for sure. I definitely appreciate it, and but so it's interesting because like someone here, just Brian in chat asks, what was the first fighting game that you took competitively? Right? They also say to keep up the great work. But like, so, what was the first fighting game you took competitively? You seem to not really have much of a connection to that, but have you played games competitively like that?
I feel like the first fighting game I took competitively was actually Smash 4. Where I wasn't playing it in the way you were supposed to, like a lot of people do. And I was quote unquote more involved in like watching tournaments and certain tech that they did, playing 1v1s in Smash Bros. Learning a character, getting better at a character, and being able to keep up with friends who were competitive in Smash Bros. As well.
Okay.
So I feel like that's one of the either the first one or the only one actually that it's not the only one I took competitive. But yeah, Smash Bros, Smash 4, and Ultimate is
definitely up there.
Is my answer.
All right, that's really cool. I mean, I think Smash is honestly an avenue into it for a lot of people, where fighting games can seem intimidating at times, but Smash is less intimidating. But Smash is also hyper competitive, so it could be a good like avenue into that. So that's an interesting bit. We have CB Mage in chat here asking, in retrospect, what's been the biggest inspiration for Arcus Chroma's style and vibe?
So Arcus Chroma wasn't inspired by anything at first, visually and like character design wise. But eventually, once we already had like I think about 10 characters, I started to link Arcus Chroma to Smash Bros. In terms of the character diversity, how colorful it is, and also how kid-friendly it looks.
Okay.
So eventually, I started to link those two together. But even to this day, there's not really inspiration for Arcus Chroma in terms of the character designs. I do have rules for myself, of course. Like I made those rules once we had like a couple of characters. I was like, okay, cool. I don't want any human characters. And the world has to be abstract, but look very colorful and fantasy-like. those are like the 3 rules that I put down, and I let my mind go free.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that as an idea, right? I mean, taking inspiration from Smash in terms of the variety and the color choice, because like, I mean, like, that's legitimately your game pops, right? Like, if you just look through a list of, you know, screenshots of fighting games, right? It's like there's a handful of them, and like you'll see Arcus Chroma pop out in like as very distinct, and just in terms of color, and so that's really interesting to note. And then like vibrant and abstract, I love that, because I will say the world that you have built. I mean, you look at the stages in Arcus Chroma, and they are very evocative of this like almost sci-fi fantasy universe, but like I could never place it in any one specific thing, right? So like that very clearly that was intentional.
I do want to say one thing though. And this is actually a very cool thing about Arcus Chroma. Okay, before I say what I actually wanted to say, I'll take a step back. I didn't design all the characters myself.
Okay.
I actually designed the first character, Genko, the one you see on my logo as well. And a friend of mine, he's on Twitter, Rizo Void. He thought that character was so cool. He was like, "Oh, I want to make a character too." And then he drew another character called Scullion.
Okay.
And I thought, "Oh shit, this looks cool." And then I started making more characters. And that's kind of how it kept going. Like, he saw other characters that I drew, and he was like, "Oh, I have a concept for this character." Because, disclaimer, Rizo isn't an artist, so he only has an idea, and he can like kind of sketch what he has in mind. And then all I had to do was reinterpret it in the same style. But that's kind of how the entire cast of Arcus Chroma kind of came to be. It's a lot of ideas from friends that aren't artists, that drew something or came up with something, and I was like, okay, that inspires me to make something, or hey, I can work with this. And that's actually the same thing that I did with the background artist. So I didn't make the backgrounds myself. The background artists what are their names? Twitter, it's one sec.
Oh, we got some CL fans in chat. Absolutely, CL is a great design.
Okay, I'm gonna type the name of the person on Twitter in the chat. But yeah,
absolutely.
So Schip Timmer, it's a Dutch name. But they're actually the background artist for Arcus Chroma. They made all the stages, and the only thing I did was, hey, I want a crystal cave. Can you make something abstract fantasy looking with colors? And they were like, yeah, sure, I can do something. And they also, just like how I've put rules for myself that were very free.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. They were like, oh, okay, crystal cave, abstract fantasy, and they just went wild. And that's how it went with every stage.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Sorry, that's great. Like, I love that's kind of, I mean, it lends itself to this abstract nature, because you have all these different creators pulling in, you know, different styles. So it's not super consistent, but there's enough rules for the world that you've put in place that it remains consistent, right? It's always one of the big challenge of crossover games. Even though this isn't really a crossover game, it kind of is when you look at the artists involved. So
yeah.
That's fascinating. I love how that.
Kind of funny how you said that, crossover with the artists involved. Remind me to say something near the end of the stream about that.
Okay. We got something. I mean, you're welcome to share it now if you like.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. So the thing with Arcus Chroma is, like I mentioned, a lot of my friends have been creating characters, right? And I just put them in the game, and that's cool. But there's this thing that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I also already talked to these people. I follow a lot of artists on Twitter, and some of them have the craziest character, original characters. And I actually asked some of them, hey, yo, would it be cool if I could put your character in my game? And some of them actually already said yes. So hopefully, if there's like time, energy for me to actually animate the characters, there will be some quote unquote crossover from their universe, you could say, because they're not making a fighting game, so it's a crossover from their art universe to my fighting game universe, you could say.
Oh, that's amazing. I love when indie developers work together, especially across genres. I mean, I think that is always fantastic. Yeah, when are we going to see a crossover with ES Laugh or Shuzen? That's a good...
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be so amazing.
Yo, I should hit him up.
Right? This is it. Indie devs, talk to each other. If you can work something out, man, people like, at least people like me, people in this chat, will eat it up. That's all I'm saying. Lord Rebirth asking, what is your thought process when it comes to making new moves for characters? I think this is particularly interesting since the characters might not always be yours. So, like, yeah, what is your approach to creating movesets for your characters?
So, in the beginning, I just came up with random attacks that I thought would fit. Because the thing that I have is each character has one or two tools that they work with, and I tried to come up with movesets that work well with those tools that they use.
Okay.
And aside from the tools that they're using, I also try to think of what would be a interesting contrast to what would be an interesting playstyle contrast to the tools that they're actually using.
Okay.
Which I haven't been actually able to perfect the way I wanted to yet. But for the most part, I actually just come up with random attacks that I think would look cool and that would fit the character. But in all honesty, I'm still planning on redoing a lot of attacks. Mainly because one, I'm a better animator now, and two, I have a better idea of the playstyle that I want the characters to have.
Okay.
Because a lot of the attacks that the earlier characters have were actually built off of the discovery and limitations that I had as a programmer back then. So, for example, certain characters didn't have counters, but later on, when I actually added the counter mechanic, characters started having that, or teleporting and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So now that I have more confidence in knowing what I can do and what I want to do, I really want to go past each character and be like, okay, how can I make you as interesting as possible with what you're made of, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, now using the full extent of the like systems that you've put in place.
Yeah. And also another side note, at some point later on in development, there was a character called Kern, which is actually a character from a contest winner.
Oh yes, you did a character contest, yes.
Yeah. So I did a character contest, and I said, hey yo, if you win the character contest, I'll put your character in the game. And I did that. And I've been talking to that person ever since, actually, the person who won. Because what they did was when their character won, they actually drew a quote unquote concept art sheet for their character's attacks.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, this looks really cool. How, like, would you like to do more of these concept sketches for other characters? And they were like, yeah, sure. I'd love to just practice my art. And since that, from that point on, they started drawing concept art for character attacks, so that it's quote unquote also easier for me to animate.
Amazing.
Yeah. So they also came up with a lot of ideas of how attacks would look eventually. So.
And then you would take that and kind of implement it in the in-game and in that style, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome. Well, okay, that's really interesting. I'm glad that there's going to be, I mean, so you're talking there's going to be obviously future work done on the game to refine these characters and kind of, bring everyone up to the same level with the systems, which is, a little side note, is an interesting parallel to how Foxy Boxy Games is developing Robo-O, right? They have a new update coming out that has a whole bunch of new systems, and they've spent time kind of, upping the whole cast to better reflect those new systems. But so maybe this is great. So like, what can we expect out of Arcus Chroma? Because the game is launching on Steam this spring, so it's in the near future. It's happening. What can we expect from this version of Arcus Chroma, and what can we expect from you working on the game going forward?
Okay, so the version that's going to come out on Steam in early access is, I'm going to disclaim this right now, it might not be much different from the itch.io version back then, but there are a lot of upgrades and refinements that have been put in place that can help me, how do you call that? Make the further development much easier. Okay. So right now the idea is just to get the game out in early access so that everyone can get their hands on it. And while everyone is playing the game, getting used to the mechanics and the gameplay, from that moment on, I actually just want to add content, upgrade characters, finally finish the animations for every character. Yeah. And polish them. And that's basically just my idea, because the thing about Arcus Chroma is, like you've heard before, it's kind of a community effort, you could say. A lot of people pitched in because they liked the idea and they thought it was cool. And for me, I think I've tweeted this out a while back, maybe a year or so back as well. I'm not even making this game for myself anymore. I just want to share this game with the community and give the community a chance to help build this game, if you get what I mean. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like it's also, developing a game on your own for a long time is kind of lonely, a little bit boring even sometimes. So if someone else comes up with an idea, and it could even make them happy that their idea was put in a game, why not share that experience, right? Yeah. So that's kind of my idea for Arcus Chroma. I want to release it in early access, and then from that point on, I want to actually dive deep into polishing the game, but also asking the community, hey, yo, what would you guys want next? Or, hey, does anyone have a cool idea of what would work in Arcus Chroma, All right. Yo, you heard it there, people. If you have, what do you want to see, chat, out of the future of Arcus Chroma? And you definitely need to let Grain Sun know. And the last thing that I wanted to say is, because the game doesn't have online, I've been cracking my brain in terms of how to get the most out of the single player experience. Because ultimately, that's what the game is going to be. So I'm definitely thinking of some new ideas on, what a single player could be like in a fighting game. Because the way, like, if you look at it, a lot of indie fighting games have the luxury of being able to experiment. So I want to use that privilege to the best of my ability by exploring and just trying things that might work, things that might not work, and just be wacky with it, Well, that sounds great. I'm really excited. I think that's an excellent approach. You're right. In lieu of having the online modes, because I mean, as we're in the day and age where people demand, rollback netcode for good reason. But it is difficult to do when you have a game that started development in a time that wasn't,
developers weren't prepared for that. And so if you're at a base level, your game isn't prepared for it, it makes that implementation pretty difficult. So in lieu of that, and because for me, I'm of the mind that that is fine. If that's the way it is, I understand, and you roll with it. Much like Shiro's going to roll with it, no doubt. And that's okay. But in lieu of that, having this single player content, exploring the game in a different way, and allowing people to enjoy the game in that way, I think that's very important. So I'm excited for that being a bit of the future of Arcus Chroma.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say. You're welcome to. The floor is yours. But other than that, I was gonna say, did you want to try to get some matches in? Are we gonna do the intercontinental parsec match?
Yeah, let's go. I was just thinking about some things, but yeah, we can definitely get down to playing Arcus Chroma.
Amazing. I would love to show it off with some people. Yeah, you can. You should have me on your friends list if you just want to try to connect to the Niche Fighter server. I will let you in.
Let me see. I think I'm connecting.
Ah, there we are. Accept.
Nice.
All right. So you should just be able to, hit a button and your controller should connect.
Yeah, my controller is a little crappy, but I think we got it.
All right. Let me just set up the stream. Hope everyone's doing well in chat. I hope y'all are ready for some Arcus Chroma.
I'm trying to get in the mood. I'm trying to get
in the mood for some Niche Fighter Monday. That's right. All right. So many lovely characters, and I mean, I don't mean to tease anyone else, but there are so many other characters in the potential cast as well. I've gotten a little sneak peek behind the scenes of who's on deck, and oh boy, am I interested in some of those designs.
Oh, my controller doesn't disconnect.
All right. So yeah, you had talked about how in your earlier game, Hyper Hitboxer, that there was no jumping, but your characters here in Arcus Chroma can obviously go aerial. So was that like you figuring out how to handle aerial movement and stuff like that?
No, it actually wasn't. The thing about the aerial moves in Arcus Chroma is that they are pretty low to the ground. So it's kind of more of a short hop, you could say.
Okay.
And what that allowed me to do is still technically keep the game, how do you say that? There's no room to actually land above someone.
Oh,
is what
okay.
I'm trying to say. And that kind of avoided that how do you call it? That issue that I always had. But the actual main reason why I added the aerial movement is actually to create another way to get around projectiles.
Oh, okay.
Because they're very projectile invulnerable.
Most of those aerial attacks.
Yeah. So that's actually the reason why, or the most common use case for the aerial attack.
Okay. Because I would have assumed that your role would be what you really go for to do that.
So the thing about the roll is there's no the roll is of course evasive,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no way to actually get damage out of a roll, right? So another reason why the aerial assault is a thing is if you want to advance with an attack while
Mhm.
avoiding projectiles, this is your way to get in.
Ah, okay. And there's my chat. Okay.
I feel like I'm actually surviving the
The lag?
yeah, I'm surviving.
Hey, it's only 100 millisecond ping. There's been worse.
True that.
Yo, for real, I played Street Fighter 4 online. It could not have been worse than this. Could not be worse than that. Hmm. Nice. Yeah, the right-left dynamic just becomes so unbelievably important, right? Obviously, because there's no jumping.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it just feels like you get such dirty mixes in this game. It just feels so satisfying.
Yeah, so the idea behind the left-right mixes is, yeah, because you don't have any jumps, you don't have any cross-ups either, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it was really important to still have that left-right mix-up in the game. So actually, a mechanic that I want to make universal is like instead of having a universal overhead, like the jump in assault attack that you have,
Okay.
I want to actually have a jump in overhead, jump in cross up.
Oh, all right.
It's probably not necessarily going to be a jump for everyone. For some people, it might just be them rolling to the other side and doing an attack.
Yeah.
Which hits both ways.
But some kind of built-in like evasive cross-up, right?
Yeah, yeah. Which will also, like, the idea behind it is that because in this game you have cross-up protection,
Yeah.
but I feel like in this game it would be necessary for that specific mechanic to not be affected by the cross-up protection.
For sure, yeah.
But we'll see how that works. Another thing that a lot of people say about this game is that
Give me a second to mood up, okay?
Another thing that a lot of people say about this game is that it's very footsies based.
Mm-hmm.
Which I actually didn't intend for it to be, but
It definitely works out that way, though.
ooh, nice.
Thank you. I love that.
Who's your favorite character, by the way?
Oh man.
Welcome to the digital basement.
I think Nos is probably my favorite, but like to play at the very least. But like I really like CL and Zyva's designs, both of them, both like visual and gameplay. I don't think I'm a great Zyva player, but damn, I wish I could be. Like,
Yeah, Zyva is definitely a more, for this game standard, more technical.
yeah.
And the thing about Zyva is that I actually had a different playstyle in mind for them.
Okay.
So the idea for Zyva was actually that the sword that they have
Mm-hmm.
would actually shrink depending on the kunais that are on the floor.
Ooh, interesting.
Because the kunais that Zyva throws are actually a part of their swords.
Oh, okay. I see that, right? The design is kind of like segmented there.
Yeah. Ooh, I shouldn't have rolled there.
Yeah, I know. Can't catch the roll. That's a really cool dynamic as well that I really appreciate.
Yeah, CL's really good at catching rolls.
Yeah, she's not really a combo beast or anything like that. I feel like she's pretty limited in that way. Unlike like Hitboxer, who can just like go freaking ham.
Yeah, press buttons.
Yeah. Okay, let me try someone I don't really play. I don't really play Manta, and I don't really play Mr. Number 5.
Okay, then I'm gonna play someone I don't really play either, which is Murmo.
Man, yeah, limiting jumps is definitely going to bring us back to the days of good old-fashioned footsies. Oh, man. So, if I drop this fireball on the other side of you... Well, not that one. Right? But this one, I can push you into it, right?
Wait, can you repeat that?
So, like, if I knock you down and throw this fireball on the other side of you, can I then, like, push you into it?
There are definitely scenarios where you can actually push me into the fireball. If you do the slower one, the light version, then you can actually walk behind it and kind of, you can do stuff like that.
Okay. We do need a good copy pasta for ground-based footsies memes. I'm surprised the FGC hasn't made one yet. Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, I'm surprised that was still active.
Ooh, nice.
I'm still instinctively trying to jump. I'm just like, just let me jump forward. It really is. It's like, it's something you kind of got to train your brain out of. Nice counter. So yeah, all of the characters in this game only have what? They only have like 2 specials and 2 supers, right?
Yes, they have 2 specials, or well, 2 specials and then they're light and medium versions of them.
Of course, yeah.
And then 2 supers indeed. Did you have a question, or can I say something?
Oh no, by all means, if you have something to say about it.
So I initially had the idea to have light and medium versions of the specials, but I'm actually considering, or most likely going to remove that. Mainly because I want to have more specials.
Okay.
So the idea is to just make 4 different specials and link them to either their light, medium, or quarter circle forward or quarter circle back versions. So each of them will just have a different move. They don't have to resemble each other.
Oh, that makes sense. And then instead of introducing new motion inputs, you're just gonna like use the ones you have for like different attacks. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Manta's a little bit like that, right? With their quarter circle back, one of them's an area of effect attack, and the other one's the command grab.
Yeah, and I want to do that for all the special moves for every character.
Okay, very nice. Try Mr. Number 5. Oh, dude, I love these pink and purple color palettes. Are so freaking awesome. Good. Let's go for the yellow top hat, though.
I think someone from the community made that skin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I know you did have some another color palette contest as well, right?
Yeah, and I definitely plan on bringing those back.
All right, so who likes Peacock? Any?
Definitely inspired by that.
Right, I love it too. It's so good. I mean, this Mr. Number 5 has like a for real a Skullgirls vibe. Like you captured that.
Thank you. Oh. Yo, I got blown up.
Eh.
The cross up.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like I played against a too good Peacock player when I played Skullgirls, and I was just like, can we not with this character anymore?
I rolled.
Yeah.
If you play Mr. Number 5 really well, it's kind of difficult.
Oh, to do like anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like he covers like this like certain bit of space, which makes it really frustrating. Like, yeah, if you have any of the aerial moves, this is really fast and he can like confirm off of it. And then yeah, just like taking up space like this.
Nice. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
survive this, guys.
And then full screen.
I'm trying to react to the bombs. Ooh. So there's actually a mechanic that works well against Mr. Number 5, which forces them to kind of delay their input, which is the block dodge.
Okay.
So if you're in block stun, you can actually roll out of it if you, I think, sacrifice a little bit of meter, which allows you to, get past certain projectiles or certain hits that you had to block,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's yeah, it's not even a full, I think it's like a half a bar, I believe.
Give me a second to mood up, okay?
That that you need to spend to do that, but it's like it's very much worth it.
Yeah, especially if you want to get out of the corner or do a counter attack like that.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And I mean, there are characters like Hitboxer who has a built-in counter as well.
Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Ah, very good. Oh, these teleport combos, they're gonna get wild. I'm waiting for some of like the experts to really take on Zyva.
Yeah, the thing that I always keep in my mind is like, what would a pro match look like in Arcus Chroma,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. It's always fascinating to see. I remember after because I've hosted a few Robo-O tournaments, and seeing players really like pick apart the game across, a year and a half and several tournaments is fascinating. And you're just like, oh, we did not anticipate this being a potential, right? So
yeah.
And so you have a lot of things implemented for your combo system. So your chain system is very lenient. Basically, like, any standing normal will go into crouching normal, and then into, like, heavier attacks. But you also have a reverse beat, right, where you can, like, go from medium to light. And then a dash cancel, where you can, once per combo, I believe, you can dash cancel the normal.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a lot of ways to...
Oh, nice.
Thank you. There's a lot of ways to extend your combos and like and optimize them and kind of create your own.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, did you take inspiration? You said you love fighting games, right? Like, did you take inspiration from any particular fighting game for that combo structure?
I think when I was trying to come up with like a combo system, I looked at Under Night In-Birth a lot. Because I really like the idea of being able to use any move, kind of like almost any move, in a combo, but only use it once. So I kind of built the entire game around that concept that you can only use a move once in a combo.
Yeah.
And I also just like the idea of reverse beat to make certain moves safe if you wanted to do that.
Okay.
So that's kind of what the entire idea was behind Arcus Chroma, in terms of the combo system. Yeah, that actually.
Nice, I like it. I appreciate that kind of freedom. There's something about reverse beat that just feels good,
right? And I just like the idea that I liked about Under Night In-Birth is they give you all the freedom, but not everything works, and that's for you to figure out.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm also still trying to tweak and polish, of course, with Arcus Chroma. Because, for example, Hitboxer is just too... He can do anything.
He can do basically anything he wants.
Yeah,
you're right.
So some characters are a little too... Like, everything works too well together.
Yeah.
So getting them to be a little bit more strict is definitely something I try to do without making it feel not so nice.
Ooh. First bait. Oh. Can't burst those supers. Interesting. Hayama there saying Omen of Sorrow was heavily inspired by Under Night In-Birth as well. Even though it's kind of hard to see, but like you can see it in the combo system if you look close enough.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Are there any idle animations for the character sprites?
Currently, no. There are no idle sprites animations, but they're definitely planned. The thing is that while I was working on Arcus Chroma, and still am, of course, I wanted to focus on the things that would make the game feel good and play well, or I wanted to focus on the fun. And I knew that idle animations were more of a visual eye candy thing.
Yeah.
So I tried to wait on adding idle animations for characters.
Okay.
But now that it's at this stage, I do realize that it does add a lot to the experience to have idle animations. So it's definitely on my to-do list very soon.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, that's good to know.
Oh, nice.
Whoop. Hey, it still worked.
Oh, nice dodge.
Oh, right. Yeah, that chain that I'm using does not actually connect. Like you were saying, you got to figure out. You can like just chain any button into any button, but it might not be a true combo. It might be a frame trap.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The armor.
Yeah. Shiro Kyoto saying that they made some idle animations back in the day. Do wonder if you'll start using those.
Still need to use those.
Yeah.
Shiro Kyoto is actually one of the character concept artists. Remember when I mentioned that a lot of my friends created like the concepts for a lot of the characters? Shiro Kyoto is one of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's slow fire. Slow shuriken's hard to get around. And so this is, for those of you who were like watching on stream earlier on, you might notice that the UI is a little different in this version of the game.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so this is one of the quality of life things that you have been working on leading up to this release.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of other things that I've also been working on. Some of which are actually requested by Steam because of some feedback when I tried to review the build. So there's definitely like the quality of life thing is definitely something that I'm also trying to focus on more now.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of things are on the list. Let's say it like that.
All right. I mean, but that just it just means that there's a lot for us to look forward to.
Definitely. Ooh, nice.
Ooh. Oh no!
Oh no, no.
Oh, didn't confirm into the super. There we go.
Oh, I rolled into the fireball. No.
Oh, bad guard roll. Nice.
I think if if I had to put a character on my top list in terms of wanting to revamp them, it would be CL.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm curious, what would you want to change about her?
So the idea for CL was actually, as you can see, she has a dagger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also a whip.
Yeah.
So I actually wanted to give them like this hybrid of that they can do a lot of quick slashing attacks with the dagger.
Yeah.
But also be able to use the whip. And I'm not sure if I want to make it like a stance thing, or maybe it's just like I divide the moves in terms of like dagger attacks and whip attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still trying to figure that out which way I want to go. And also the specials. I want the specials to work more in her favor.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to figure out what type of specials would complement or contrast the playstyle that I actually want them to have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. All right, because like I do like that as a like that dichotomy of right, like near and far, the play between near and far with the dagger and the whip, right? But yeah, having the right kind of special moves to really capture that is going to be the really important thing. I love the like the dagger and hoop. I do really enjoy that. They are two very cool specials, but yeah, it doesn't quite fulfill the brief in terms of the close far dynamic, right?
Yeah. I love Nosferatu so much.
I know, he's such a cool ass character.
You know what the funny thing is? So, a friend of mine, Rizo, mentioned his name before.
Yep.
He actually came up with the base concept for Nosferatu.
Okay.
But when I actually when it came down to figuring out the playstyle for Nosferatu, I had a couple of options on the list. Like, it could have been like a Akuma Vortex mix-up type character.
Yeah.
And it could have been like other type of things. I don't remember which playstyles exactly, but one of them that I kept joking about was, hey, I'm gonna make him a grappler. I'm gonna make him a grappler. And Rizo was like, no, don't do that. I'm
Don't
gonna
do
hit
it.
you if you do that. And eventually I still did it anyway because I thought the idea of not having a buffed, big, chunky grappler was cool to me.
It's such a cool thing, man.
And it worked out in our favor.
Yeah.
He still doesn't like it to this day.
No, of course not. But it's like, well, it's too late now, man.
Yeah, a lot of people like it though. I've heard a lot of people say that Nosferatu is like, they don't like grapplers at all, but they like playing Nosferatu.
They like Nas.
Yeah.
Well, you're so fast as well, and your command grabs are all like part of your combos, which I think is what a lot of people miss sometimes from playing grapplers.
Yeah.
It's why I love Armika as a grappler.
Okay.
Right? Same thing, I play Hagar in Marvel 3, and that's kind of a, in the middle. It's like the brawler grappler style.
Yeah. I definitely have a character in mind who's going to be more of a traditional grappler, like conditioning you into, being scared of the grab.
Into the big SPD, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, you're already scared of Nosferatu with grabs, but the big grabs, the Potemkins.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting. All right, Yama in chat asking, what's your favorite indie/Dojin fighter?
Favorite indie fighter?
Yeah, indie fighter or like Japanese Dojin or something like that. What are you playing on the side? What do you look at on the side?
I don't play any fighting games on the side, but one fighting game that I'm really, really, really looking forward to is Five Force Fighters.
Oh yes.
From Kaizen Creed.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the Dragon Ball Z-esque feeling of the game.
Yeah.
It's just so spectacle,
Right, and it has a bit of a Smash Brothers vibe to it, so.
Yeah. Like I don't know, it's just really, really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for those for that one too. Those guys have been working so hard on that game.
I actually got to meet them in person last year at EVO.
Oh, cool.
So that was a really iconic moment for me.
Oh. Ah! Oh no!
Nice.
All right, how's about we do one more here, and then I take a little break before we move on with the stream.
Yeah, sure thing.
Awesome. Yo, I really appreciate you coming through and talking about, your experience as a developer and Arcus Chroma itself. I mean, someone would probably come track me down if I didn't ask. So when can we expect Arcus Chroma to come out?
Okay, so please do not quote me on this. I've actually been working very, very hard the past few days and weeks to get it ready for early access.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually initially had the idea, hey yo, I'm gonna try to release this in 2 weeks. And that didn't work because, things never work like that.
No.
But my goal is definitely to have it out. Wait, what is next month? That is May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely coming out in May.
Okay.
And from that point on, I'm just gonna try to update the game as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
With hopefully new content every time, of course.
Awesome.
So yeah, like I'm aiming for the first half of May. But if anything goes wrong, it will definitely be the second half.
Okay.
And not later.
No later than that.
Yeah. Yo, I'm being mixed.
Yo, I will say, man, there's a little bit at like, you can just push buttons and do stuff, and someone has to hold that.
Yes, they have to.
Ooh, all right, let's go.
Oh lord. Oh lord.
Oh,
I should not be the scared one in this situation.
right? As Zyva just going in for a hug.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Okay, this is the worst position to be in.
Oh, there you go. Nice grab.
I'll just have to zone you.
Yeah, right?
Oh wait, I forgot. I'm bad at that too. Wrong way. The future isn't looking too bright.
Oh, got a burst.
Ooh, nice. Oh wait, wrong button. Oh no, not like this.
Oh, all right. Oh,
Ah! This is so close.
just gotta work my way. I think I got that. I think I have this.
No, I got it.
Damn,
GGs.
good job, good games.
GGs.
Yeah,
That was
the
some
fact,
good games, man.
Grav in chat being like, the fact that you're doing this in 100 millisecond ping is just wild.
I'm doing my best.
Oh man, that's amazing. Yo,
Wait,
grandson.
how do I disconnect from?
Oh, here, I'll kick you out. You don't have to
Thanks.
worry about that. I will remove you. There you are, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Like I said, I really appreciate you coming through and playing some matches and talking about your game. Is there anything you want to say before you take off? Where can people find you? What's coming up in the world of Arcus Chroma?
So yeah, you can find me on Twitter. That's where I mostly be posting my announcements and everything else.
Okay.
And yeah, you can find the game on Steam. That's where the main sales are gonna be, of course. And yeah, I'm gonna be working on Arcus Chroma till its early access release, and after that, I'm going to just be vibing and adding content till my heart's content, because I just love this game. I love the community. They're actually my motivation, and in all honesty, if everything goes well and if the community keeps supporting and is still there, and if I have the luxury of doing so, this game will probably have a very big roster.
I would love to see it. Like I said, I've gotten a little sneak peek at the potential character select screen, and it looks really interesting. It's like twice the size of the current cast.
Right?
So, like,
and there's more to come. There is more character designs to come, for sure.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that. Definitely thank you for having me. It was great. You're an amazing person. And I hope to meet you in real life one day, man.
Absolutely. It feels so weird. I was, my wife and I did a trip to Europe just last year, and I managed to meet a handful of folks out there, including Andrea D and Panthavma and Yamda, the developer of Robot Heroes. That was fantastic getting to meet those folks. I was in the Netherlands, and I'm like, but we weren't really in touch. I would have been like, yo, I would have been like, we'll have to figure this out, right?
Yeah, for real.
So hey, hopefully it shouldn't be another decade till I make it out there. So hopefully we'll be able to cross paths and meet at some point.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. I really hope so. It would be cool.
100%. Well, yo, thank you very much for joining me here. Everyone, go follow Grainsun and Arcus Chroma on Twitter, and go wishlist the game on Steam. It's going to be fantastic. The community is waiting for it to come out, and Lord knows I'll be hosting an event for this one. So,
would be cool. Yet again, thank you for having me, and yeah, I guess this is my time to skedaddle.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. You have a lovely evening.
You too, man.
Cheers. All right, folks. Well, hey, and there's perfect timing. Just as I lose the camera, we're going to take a little bit of a break, friends. I need to grab myself a drink. That was Arcus Chroma, but we have Traintracks Combat from Sunshine FGC coming up. Yo, I say it every time, man. Whenever I lose signal on my camera, you know I'm vibing with the game. Like, that's hands down, that is a sign of things. So... yo, this has been great so far. We got more Niche Fighter Monday coming up, though. Like I said, Sunshine FGC's Traintracks Combat, another lovely pixelated fighting game that we're going to dive into in just a minute or two. So stick with me, friends. I will be back in just a moment. What's up, everybody? Mr. MKL here. We are back. We are back at it for Niche Fighter Monday. That was amazing. Once again, thank you again to Grain Sun for joining me to talk about Arcus Chroma. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all you for coming by the stream and watching and hanging out and being amazing. So, big shout-outs. Regular reminder that, you know, hey, I'm around these parts on Twitch. I'm on YouTube as well, folks. We got the Twitter up here if you want all the news and info. And if you're a super fan, if you really want to support what we do here in the basement, the Patreon's probably the best way to do it. Another great way is to spend those Bezos bucks. If you got any of those Twitch Prime subs lying around or some of those bits, feel free to spend them either on me or whatever, another amazing artist that you appreciate on Twitch. Just don't let Twitch keep the money. Make sure it goes to some amazing creator out there. So, regular reminder, folks. But yeah, thank you as always. What really matters is you guys being here and making it a great place. And hey, thank you, Seneslavia, much appreciated. Yeah, it's like this is it. Where it's like it's easy to forget that we have those Prime subs lying around. So yeah, make sure you drop them when you got them, right? That kind of thing. And if not, hey, we got channel points as well. I am setting up more things. Even if you just chill here, that's cool too. I want you to have fun toys. So we got some soundboard stuff. We got that clip feature, exclamation point clip for any of that, any of those fun moments you discover. And then of course, the soundboards. If you want to hear some fighting game commentators and announcers pop up on stream, it's good stuff.
Awesome.
Just like that. Much appreciated, folks. But yo, we are moving on with the day. We have Traintracks Combat. This is a new game from Sunshine FGC that just came out. It is super cool, friends. Like, here, I'm gonna, before I get too far into it, because Traintracks Combat does rock. Traintrack Combat.rocks will take you there. You can also go to this link right here. The game will cost you whatever, it's like $250. It's like whatever it costs to get on the Chicago Transit is what it's gonna run you here, and it is super worth it, friends. This is let's just dig into the game. Here we go. Combat on the tracks. Oh right, it's full screen. I gotta bring up my Twitch chat again. I will not let you all fall behind. Hey, yes, I have been excited to play through this too. This game, man. 4 characters, all super distinct. I was immediately like, give me Mrs. Hive, because it gives me some like Darkstalkers vibes, honestly, and it just makes me happy.
Chugga choo choo. Bye.
So, Traintracks Combat. It is a 3-button fighter. We got short hops, we've got wave dashes, so we got some movement, and a dedicated throw button as well. There is, and all the characters are fairly unique. So I will say one thing that I would love is to be able to get the access to the move list in match. But you'll see here, everyone has their own unique set of attacks as well as special attacks, combined with the more general combo system information. So everyone has an ABC style combo chain. That's some Arcturus intro choo-choo, right? So fairly limited button real estate, fairly limited selection of moves, but all like interesting and unique. So Mrs. Hive here has this syringe thrust. She has the pogo, so she uses her syringe and to get her nectar or honey, whichever the way it works. I'm not a biologist. And then she has this whole mechanic where she summons a beehive, which grants her honey points, and then she can spend that to do a variety of things, right? So you can see her honey, her beehive points up in the right next to her health bar, right? And so when she does her, what is it, quarter circle forward, and she sets that out, she gains 4. She can do quarter circle back once that's out, and she'll spend all the points and blow it up. But she also has down, down, light, which is a teleport and spends 1, and like will swap her and the beehive. She can also use her dash, or like, yeah, so there's the dedicated dash button or the hop button, which is also your wave dash if you're crouching. If you use it in the air now, you can spend 1 on a little flutter, which is awesome. And then, yes, also quarter circle forward heavy turns into this big heavy attack, which you can actually link off of, right? And then finally, what is it? It's down heavy in the air, which gives her this bee drill, which will also, if the opponent is airborne, will ground bounce actually, which is super nice. She's a really cool design. Right, so yeah, here we go. Crouching heavy launcher, and then that ground bounces, right? Big ol', like, generous bounces. And then characters share a lot of normals. So not all of them, but like jabs and mediums, in my experience, I haven't mastered the cast or anything, are pretty similar, and your crouching medium will actually will actually knock them up. These moves are all jump cancelable. Oh, maybe not the crouching. Yeah, so stand medium is jump cancelable, as you can see. But the heavies, I believe, are where they differentiate themselves a little bit more. And the aerial attacks, for that matter. So yeah, yeah, mostly universal normals, which allows for like this portability between cast, which is nice. You see that out of games like Tough Love Arena, and then they really focus on their specials as the way to differentiate between characters. And I think I would say Sunshine has done a really great job at that. Right, like this kind of dynamic with the being able to place, right, like place the hive, which is itself something you can use. You can actually change the distance at which you place it. If you hold back, it stays there. If you hold forward, it goes all the way out. If you do nothing, it's right. So really cool. You can also wave dash or like wave dash cancel attacks.
Give me a second to mood up, okay?
Yeah, getting in the mood, man. Mostly universal normals, yeah, says Sunshine FGC. There are 2 sets of heavies. Some characters have different combinations of the heavies. That's really good. I'm curious, was that an attempt at just kind of keeping the development costs down, like, because like the limited button real estate is one of the ways to prevent kind of that stuff spiraling out of control. I'm curious, was it like a practical thing, or was it strictly more of like a design aesthetic thing where you're like, let the differentiation be, right? The specials, that is so much more interesting. I'm curious. So sick! Oh my god. Mostly a practical thing, yeah. You took that from Among Us Arena. Awesome, yes, that is another great example, you're right, of a game that does something similar with its button real estate. It is a very popular, I would say, way to handle that amongst indie devs, which I really appreciate. Like, it could, for someone like me especially, who hops between a lot of different games, the more portability of knowledge that I have and of skills that I have and of those tools, the easier it is for me to like bridge that gap. Though I definitely can see for players who might specialize in one game, how they could see that being a bit of a limiting factor. But as I said, I think so long as you're doing justice to your character designs and their archetypes with the rest of their tool set, then that's aces. So yeah, her down down M, which actually, oh right. So down down M puts her in the air, and then I think you can, yeah, you can then use the hop to go in with an attack. Because you can't change your, you can button out of it, right? But you can't change your direction in the air unless you spend one of your honey to dash forward and then try to pick them up. I like it. All right, so that is Mrs. Hive. I have played around a little bit with Mrs. Hive and Barnacle Bill. So let's take a look at another archetype, right? And as you can see, right, my stands, my mediums, they're all the same. Barnacle here, Bill has a shoulder charge for his stand heavy, and then the sweep for their crouching heavy. But they can summon a wave. Which is pretty nice. It is, once again, that is kind of, I like the delayed fireballs are always delayed fireballs are a passion of mine, let's say. And then we have command grabs. So we have our command grab character here. Quarter circle forward, grab macro, and quarter circle back are two different throws. So you have a command grab for the cannonball, which will wall bounce. So at the right spacing, you can combo off of it. And then there's the anti-air grab, quarter circle back grab, which will do that. So that's kind of your, like, you could probably use it as a solid anti-air. I haven't tested out its use, but it allows you to do this. It's a great combo filler. Decent damage. And then, of course, we have the peg leg attack, which also wall bounces. I find this one a little tougher to combo off of. I'm not sure. It feels more like an ender, right? Where you do that, and then you summon. And then, of course, Dragon Punch Heavy is the whale summon, or the shark summon. And this is such a cool attack. Like, if you do it low enough to the ground, you'll get 2 hits out of it, and it'll bounce really high. And then you can also use it like that to catch them off of the wall, which is super fun. And there is like a gravity deterioration off of these combos. So the longer it goes, the more gravity is applied to any of the launching attacks or any of the attacks. So it does get progressively difficult. And there are, right, as far as there are no supers in this game. So right, there's no meter unless it's a character specific thing. So finding the appropriate ender into Oki is what it's all about. Ah yes, and we have the ground bouncing jumping heavy attack. Which is another great thing. So like this is awesome for mid screen. I have found if you just need some corner carry, using those ground bounces to get that bit of carry. Though the stages are not huge, like realistically. Like that's it, right? You can see the corner, So there's not that much outside of what is on screen. So it doesn't take much to get over to that corner. But let's see. The People's Champ. I have not yet checked out the People's Champ or Bullet Train, so... So he too has the shoulder charge, and okay, instead of the sweep, he has the big launch for the crouch heavy. Jumping attacks, the swipe. To the gritty. Oh wait, I need to double check the move list here. Let's see what they say. The gritty. Quarter circle back light or quarter circle forward light cancels into itself and other specials for enhanced properties. Quarter circle forward medium, fireball, or forward medium during the gritty. So there are the simplified specials for the follow-ups. Cool. Uppercut during gritty. And quarter circle back heavy. All right, dragon punch, quarter circle forward. Cool.
Bullet train.
Like, man, this is a game too that I love that they were just like, let me just embrace my, like, what I assume is their hometown. Right? Like this is a game I could totally see myself if I had the skills to make fighting games, making a fighting game where you are on the TTC, right? You're on Toronto Transit and you're fighting your way through whatever St. George Station. Like, mwah, it is such a like simultaneously personal but very universal kind of setting. And it's like you get this like glimpse into the like a local regional world, right? There you go, gritty enhanced. So, fireball. $300 damage, 200 damage. Okay, and then what do we have? I got nothing against St. George. It's no Warden Station, though. You know what I'm saying? Oh, are you serious? Is it actually that? Is there actually an Arcana Heart 3 stages in American City? Because someone just was like, here's the money, put my hometown in it. That's freaking beautiful. Oh, really? Oh my god, it works as just a stomp attack too. Of course it does. It's a stomp and it's a fireball. I'm in love. Are you serious? The stomp is a low too? Oh my shenanigans. Hey, Sylv, seriously? That's funny. I used to have to go through there every day, man. Every day on my way to work. All hour and 38 minutes of my transit. Oof. Okay. Can I get launcher, stomp? Ooh! Can I get launcher 1 hit and then 2 hit stomp? That was good. Oh, it's only 1 now? How did I get 2 hits out of that? The stomp hitbox is pretty low to the ground. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's so good. And the fact that even, like, I was like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, it's gonna have to be like an anti-air DP to combo off of that, right? Like, your Dragon Punch is gonna, you're gonna have to at least anti-air. Nope. Bessarion Station, no. No one knows what Bessarion is, man. Bessarion's a myth. It doesn't exist. As someone who has literally been to that station, I'm not sure I was there. Oh god, you can even... Because you can gritty... Oh, you can gritty in any direction. That means... Can I gritty back in Fireball? Oh, right, no. I got quarter circle back and then forward M. No, maybe not. You can do that though. You can get the cross under. Okay. Okay, okay. And then let's take a quick look at Bullet Train before I try to take on the CPU and see what this game is like in proper motion. All right, we got bullet stances. All right. Draw a gun, quarter circle forward H. Bullet Train enters a unique gun stance where they can shoot at various angles or take other actions. Most gun stance moves cancel into each other. Heavy, fast, short range shot. Low, launcher shot. Anti-air. Long range, sweet spot shot. Pistol whip, reload, spin, holster. Okay. Okay, let's go.
I've got a schedule to keep. Go!
Pistol whip. Okay. Eh. Of course that works. Okay. And then... Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So he can just spin dodge. Can he neutral? No, he's gotta pick a spot, or she's gotta pick a spot. Okay, and then just mash light. Oh, this is so cool. Oh shit, you can just, of course, if they cancel into each other. Oh my god. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Oh snap. Oh, this is one of those characters that I think I need some. I either need some time or I need someone smarter than me to walk me through it. But like, the potential here is wild. Yo. I'm sorry, can I get overhead reload shot? Yes, you can. Oh, that's wild. So, yeah, pistol hit, pistol whip, shot, reload, launcher. And then another pistol for a K? Oh god. 6H is a better launch and combo tool. You can do 6H reload, 6H reload, 6H dash. Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, wow, yeah. Ha! That's really great, because, yeah, so long as you have the one bullet. And that's their only attack. That's their only special, is like outside of that, right? So it's just your base moveset, and then your quarter circle forward takes you into stance. But stance is like super dynamic, still gives you movement. Oh, that's cool. Okay, and yeah, you can't quite get, I was like, you can't get it into dash, though. A little too far. That's so cool. Ah, that's what I want. Get in there for the pistol whip as the ender. Oh, that's super good. Okay. Yo, shit. So like, just in terms of like the dynamics across the cast, right? Like, there's only 4 characters in this game, but that's totally fine, right? Like you have this enhanced special dash cancel character out of the People's Champ. You have a grappler, like a brawler grappler as well, out of Barnacle Bill. And then you have the like high mobility aerial movement and almost puppet nature of right, or like asymmetrical projectile nature of Mrs. Hive. And then Bullet Train, right, which is like a stance character, which has a lot of mobility, a lot of cancel options, but works different than the way the other characters cancel their attacks. You can have an immense amount of variety in a small cast, right? Even with a game that is using like small button real estate that you can, right, that is kind of a universal normal attack kind of system. That's like, yo, take notes, people. Like, you don't have to. I don't know. It's one of the worries I fear for indie devs who look at games and look at the fighting game community in particular, with people saying, "Where is my 35 character cast?" It's like, you don't have to go down that route. Like, that route is fraught with its own set of issues, right? And the big guys out there are doing that already, and it's hard to compete with them. So like, it's almost like, should we be competing with them on that level? I don't really know. And so I don't know. This is a great way to kind of set oneself apart. Ah. Nope, I got counter hit. End of the line. Oh, dang. I got crossed up. Oh, dang. Oh, no, I'm right on top of their... Right, and it's like, you don't want to dash away right into their beehive, because then you're like, what am I going to do now? Just get blown up? Oops. Alright. Oh. Let God decide. Fucking beautiful. Alright. Hometown hero. Woo, there's the parry. Oh, shit. I did not realize that her half circle forward M was jump cancelable. That is sick. Okay, that is definitely opening up some options. Oh, damn. Man, the VO is excellent as well. Oh shit! And you're oh, amazing. I thought I was gonna have to go back to the character select screen to change the character because I had it set on random, but oftentimes games will just like, sure, it's random, but you know, it's it'll stay on the same character once it's decided. Little bits of UX that I appreciate, because it's like... Oh, no, not a good jump in. Alright. Oh! Ooh, that little wall bounce. That messed me up.
That's the ticket. Next up, Bozo.
Barnacle Bill. Oh, damn. Got anti-aired. Yeah, living up to your grappler name. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh. Hey! Hey, we got the dash cancels. That is, yo, that is a little bit of combo feel that just is so good. Honestly, even just for like Oki and shit, man. Oh, God. I wanted the jump. Choo-choo! I don't know, I came across the person who did the VO for the announcer in your game here, Sunshine, and I'm like, it is so good. once again, it's part of the, like, oh, that's just a vibe. Like, your game has a definite vibe, and I'm here for it. Oh, curses. Nice. That's what I was hoping for. I wanted the... There we go. Get those loops.
Good show.
Yeah, did such a good job. It like... It both captures like fighting game announcer pretty dang well, but also that dude who's yelling at me on the train. So I don't know. I just it works. Oh, right into their arms. I think it's off the sweep. Yeah, this off the sweep gives me enough height. Alternatively, off the first hit of the launcher. Yo, I didn't even think about that. I just saw the AI do it, and it's like, yeah, why not? Call... Do your assist immediately after the long, right? Do this, right? The long assist, and then down into that. I was like, oh, I probably wait. You have to wait till it ends. No, and it keeps its momentum. Oh, I didn't even realize the credits played over top of this. Yo, there you go, the conductor, Sky Wayne. The Chicago Skullgirls community. Let's go, Skullgirls.
Traintracks, combat. Larnaca, Bill Roddy. This is California.
Alright. Gonna see if I can get a great use for the peg leg here. Here we go. Oh, I could have caught them at least once more. Hey, that's super sweet. You're hosting a bracket next weekend? Yo, is there gonna be a stream of it by any chance, or is it just gonna be off stream recordings? Either way, I'm down. I can't wait to see it. But man, if there's a stream, I will make sure I'm there for it. Nice. Too close to the wall to catch the wall bounce. Amazing. All right, I am going to be keeping an eye out for it. That sounds super dope. Oh, almost caught him. Oh, no? Where's my... Oh, you gonna hop away like that, Miss Hive? Come on, come here. Come here, come here. Okay, I deserve that one.
Next up, Bozo. Raw.
Oh, how did my command grab miss? Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Whoo!
Choo-choo. Chugga, chugga, choo-choo.
Let's go.
Go.
So yeah, I think it's kind of amazing, man. Like the Lake Michigan pirate, the Mad Bee sign. I'm sure these things make sense to like Chicago locals, right? It's such a unique way to like get a glimpse into a local region, like I was saying earlier on. And it's like I don't know who Barnacle Bill is, but I get it. There are Barnacle Bill like figures in places around the world. So. Oh, come on. There we go.
Please do
You
not
met a
leave.
pirate on the train once, yeah.
Chugga, chugga, choo-choo.
Yeah, we definitely had our share of, like, interesting characters on Transit growing up. The chit track guy. Oh, there we go. Whoa, that's still caught. Alright, I gotta get better at dashing off of my Dragon Punch launcher with Bill here. Because I feel like I can dash in and catch another, like, AB. At the very least, another light medium into special. There you go. Oh, I should have gone for the sweep instead of the shoulder charge and then into that. Oh, man.
That's the ticket. This is a blue line train to Pound Town. Dude.
Alright. Ooh, no dashing away. Man. The schmoovin, the schmoovin grappler is something, that's for sure.
This is your stop. This is a blue line train to Pound Town. Fast.
Oh, no, right. You can't do the shoulder charge right in the corner there. Again, right? Yeah, I gotta make sure I'm staying crouching for the 2MH. Because then I can go 2MH into this. I think that's the play. It's decent corner carry.
She'll get you too.
Ooh, I like the green alt for Barnacle Bill, though. That's nice. Oh, come on. I was so close. I was far enough away for the shoulder charges to work. Oh, goddamn. Of course, aerial parries as well. All right. Oh, that feels so right, too. That kind of wall bounce into the Dragon Punch, which launches them straight up. Yo, someone has to do, like, a study about like, momentum and trajectory in fighting games. Because, like, there are so many, like, just things that feel good, like like the parabola of the Marvel air combo into right into OTG into relaunch kind of thing. There's just something about that. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, Barnacle Bill is your favorite? That's oh man, that's interesting. So Skullgirls obviously seems to be a little bit of your influence and experience. I'm curious, yeah, like what are the other kinds of inspirations that you have found for not only the game but these characters? Oh, you still can catch it off of that. That's good to know, though. It's tight, though. If you get the 2 hits off of the Shark Call, you get so much of a bigger launcher, though, that that pickup is relatively easy. Right, that one, right, and then the dash in off of that, so much easier. Boom! Send them off into the distance. Mostly Skullgirls and Guilty Gear were your inspirations. A lot of moves are directly taken from other games. Jumping mediums is Soul's Jump D. I thought so. I was like, why does this feel a little familiar to me? Oh, right. Gotta go sweep in the corner. Nice. Nice. Oh, you don't need to go to the sweep. You just go right into it, eh, bud? I see.
Good show.
That's cool. I love seeing the those little, like, homages and references to other games. Once again, Among Us Arena is another game that does that, like, in spades. Like, there are so many references to other fighting games in there. Even that, the donkey kick, right? Got a little bit of Ryu. Okay. Now, can't get the little awkward. That's fine. Come here. No, I wanted the command grab. Give me the hook. Hook, line, and sinker, if you will.
Tickets, please.
Ah. Should I just go... Yeah, I should just go light medium. I can do that. And then that. Oh, no more. Yeah, the People Champs gritty cancel taken from... Giovanna's dash cancel enhance move in the recent season. Ooh, that's cool. Gio was... I appreciate Gio as a character. That's cool. I haven't actually seen much. I haven't paid much attention to Strive in the most recent iterations, so... That's nice that they get, like, yeah, the EX, the enhanced, basically, yeah. Hey. Oh, I guess that's where it comes into play, right? So if I use that as my ender afterwards, peg leg ender would probably give me, that should give me enough time to set up. Let me double check to set up the wave, right? Yeah. Oh. Hey, Super HC. Ooh, one thing I will say about the inputs in this game, I feel like there's sometimes you need to like return to neutral for the special cancels to work. That going from if I'm holding like 1 or 3 and I hit 1 or 3 M, going to some of the specials sometimes feels like they won't come out, but if I deliberately go to neutral between them, then they tend to work a little bit better, and that's just like, it's just a little input recognition thing. Robo-O is kind of like that. It requires some returns to neutral. But just if anybody is playing and they're like, I feel like my specials aren't necessarily coming out, there may be something there to that. How you been, Super, though? Hope you're doing well. Yo, it's been a nice day today so far, dude. Been having some fun matches. Getting to talk about some new games. Oh! Ooh! Okay. Thing I did not realize. That can hit me? Oh, there is some... Okay, my combo video brain immediately went to work, being like, can I force that to hit me and then do a trade combo? Is that possible?
Traintracks combat. The people's champ. Everybody, take your seats.
Oh, I am really vibing with this, man. We gotta get the crew together in a power succession for this.
Chug it, choo-choo.
Ooh.
Lay out.
Okay, only one fireball at a time. Only one fireball at a time, friends. But, you just follow this bad boy in. A. Yo, and like, fucking, oh my god. Shades of like Jaina Dragon Punch or Sakura's Dragon Punch, where you get that little extra distance. Except the People's Champ can actually go backwards and do it. Old-timey Western train station. There is a cowboy character, though. It's true.
End of the line. This is a blue line train to Pound Town. Wrong.
Oh, I was trying to the meaty overhead. Yeah, and then the parry button is actually the throw button. So if you do, hey, you can down parry. Just down and throw does that, which is. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Hive. Which gives you a solid counter. Like, you can, like, immediately react out of it. Oh, I wanted that into AB Dragon Punch. Oh, that was so close. That meaty fireball worked, though. Damn. For, like, such a thin-looking fireball, it actually... I wonder what the hitbox is like on it, because, hey, it worked. Alright, man. I gotta use that stomp launch more. I guess off sweep. Ah, no, I tried to jump out.
All right, now get off the tracks. Traintracks, combat. Traintracks,
So lovely, man. This is super cool. Like, I love this whole game, man. Like, the entire aesthetic of it is really appealing. It's... I can... I don't know, man. The public transit fighting game is is totally something that is like an easy pitch to people. Like, there's one thing that I find really frustrating actually about like trying to show off games to folks who might not have seen a lot of these indie games, is that so many of the points of references we have, it's like, I gotta be like, it's like this popular game, but X, right? That is great. It does give us, we have this like shared language of fighting games, and so you can say, if you say it is like, it's like a weirdo Guilty Gear, where you're like, okay, I know what base I'm working from in that. But like, it's different than think of like walking around a convention, and when someone is like, it is the, right, like the 4-dimensional first-person shooter, and I'm like, oh, cool. Doesn't have to be related to Doom. It doesn't have to be related to anything else, right? Like, it's yeah, the 4-dimensional first-person shooter. It is the VR Guitar Hero with lightsabers, right? It's like VR rhythm game with lightsabers. That's the point of reference. You can sell it without having to know anything else. And yeah, the easy sell for me of like public transit fighting game, and I'm like, oh god, the possibilities. Yeah, absolutely. You could have this lovely voice work over and over.
Traintracks combat.
Right? It was one of the reasons that Merfight as a game really appealed to me at the very beginning, where I was just like, merfolk fighting? Cool. Like, that is something that you don't hear, right? So make a, right? It's like, it made me immediately take notice in a way that if someone says to me, right, like, even like I don't want to, man, like I don't want to, I'm not here to pick on any games, right? But like, yeah, if your main selling point is that you're Street Fighter but not Street Fighter, well, we can go play Street Fighter. We can go play a lot of Street Fighters that do things, right? So for me, it comes down as like, it's once again, it's the why me proposition, right? Which is something that every indie dev really has to think about. So yeah, man, like something like this where you can just say this kind of fighting, right? Like chunky pixel air dasher, right? That gives you the vibe of Heatwave, as well as the style of fighting game it is. Right? And it's not even about, and there's all these great things you can talk about, or how it does stuff that The Last Blade used to do that no one really does anymore. It does stuff that, like, it has like a groove, it has these comparisons which are interesting and are worth talking about. But like, yeah, I don't know. There's something about it for me, especially now, like the more I explore more fighting games, the more I hear the same phrases repeated when someone's telling me about a new one. And the more, even if they're not the same, the more samey they sound, right? So like that first thing where it's like, right, like it was great. Great example was I was at a weekly not too long ago, and I had Exploding Judo Federation, right? I had that game out there, and it's the fighting game where only throws can do damage, right? And there were everyone immediately was just like, oh, they saw it and they saw how the dynamic was, and they were like, what is this? And I'm like, it's a fighting game where only throws do damage. And they were just like, oh shit, that's cool. I never thought of that, right? Right? It doesn't have to be the throw focus Soul Calibur. Like that's right. So I don't know. Finding different ways and more nuanced ways to talk about the games that we play, I think, is really important. It's one of the things I think more and more about the more I do, work on trailers, and the more I do work with social media and helping developers out with marketing and stuff. You gotta be running these things through your head, right? So, yeah, I definitely, I hope everyone goes and checks out Traintracks Combat. You can actually check it out over here on itch.io. And like I said, it is available for, what is it, $2.50 US. Man, I highly recommend going in and paying at least whatever it costs you for a transit ride in the city that you live in, provided you have transit. I understand that a lot of the world doesn't have any transit. It's terrible. Everyone should have public transit. But, you know, if you don't, that's fine. $250 is a perfectly cromulent price. But, like, whatever it costs you, man, whatever it costs you in your city to hop on a train or hop on a bus, consider throwing it their way. I think that is a super fun way to do it. And if you're a really big fan, there is actually some bonus content. If you pay $5 a US more, you get some bonus content, including some like behind the scenes information about the development of the game and some of the things behind it and the stories behind it. So if you want to, you know, if you really want to go check out all that's available for Traintracks Combat, you can do that too. So this is amazing. Sunshine, thank you so much for putting together this game. I am excited. I am bringing it to the digital basement, and I'm hopeful for both of these games today, man. Both Arcus, Chroma, and Traintracks Combat. I think they could have a lovely little community surrounding them, and I want to hopefully provide a little bit of that. So maybe we'll do an event. Maybe we'll do a dual tournament day. Arcus, Chroma meets Traintracks Combat. We got the pixel fighting bracket. Yeah, it was my pleasure, Sunshine. And maybe we should chat. I would love to have you on to talk a little bit more in depth about the game, and maybe we can sit down and play some matches ourselves. Get a little streamer versus developer 1st to 10 going. I think that would be awesome. But until then, my friends, take care out there. Be nice to yourselves. Be nice to each other. Go support your indies if you got them. Excellent. DMs are open. I will be reaching out. Don't you fret. Remember, friends, support your indies. If you got a few bucks, make sure to toss it to your favorite streamer, your favorite artist, your favorite musician, your favorite developer, whatever it might be. It's hard to make stuff out there in this world, so we got to help each other where we can. I appreciate y'all being here and helping me out and making this amazing stuff while we do it here in the basement. I will be back later this week for some Kingdom Hearts, and then we'll do something fun for Free Play Friday. I'm sure we will. But until then, friends, take care. I will see you next time here in the basement. Peace.